about the same thing. Hey now, lately, I can't seem to get my mind off the main thing. 'Cause I've been up all night long now, all night, just thinking
Hello, folks. Welcome to the main event put on by NEER North. It is the first virtual gala. We have actually been to many of the galas over the years in person, so this is going to be a unique year for us, and we're looking forward to having an awesome evening with you. You may know me from the band Extreme. I'm one of the founding members, and my name is Pat Badger. I have also been around in a band called Dark Desert Eagles, which is an Eagles tribute band. And you may also know my better half, Melanie Cosgrove, who is a realtor in town. And if you don't know us, we just have a small farm here in West Newbury, and we're lucky to call this town home. And we are right down the street from Mary and the wonderful people at NEER North. And, you know, we've watched Mary over the years. We've known her. And again, you know, we've been to some of these events and we've seen what she's done. Just these people are absolute angels for these animals that are always, you know, there seem to always be some in need. And firsthand, you know, we have, as I said, a small farm. We have some aging horses. We have a rescued donkey. We have a goat, alpacas, and quite honestly, a lot of them are aging. So we know firsthand what it takes to take care of animals. You know, we're going into a long winter. And sometimes, you know, people, you know, their situation changes over time. You know, they may have some health issues, or because of, you know, especially this year, we've seen an economic downturn, and that's where it comes, you know, it makes it challenging for people to take care of their animals. And so we're here to help raise a lot of money for Mary and the great folks at NEER North, and we're looking forward to a fantastic evening.
Hi, I'm Mary Martin, President and founder of New England Equine Rescue, also known as NEER North. Welcome to our first online fundraiser. Your participation shows how much you care about horses in crisis throughout New England. I started NEER North in 2008 after operating from a bare bones facility. Thanks to Kathy Bradford and Elena Jesperson's generous donations, we were able to purchase a home of our own. Our current facility accommodates 25 equines. We supervise an average of 13 in foster homes throughout New England. 2020 has been a year like no other. Since COVID-19, the months have been a blur. We are fielding a high number of surrender requests and feed fund inquiries from local owners in crisis. Many have lost their jobs and face painful choices as they struggle to feed and care for their animals. Last year, we had 113 surrender requests. This year, we're already at 127, way more than we could ever even try to fit in. A big reason for the spike is the dwindling number of rescues with a local focus. When we have to say no, we do our best with assistance from our feed fund and networking to find other options for owners and equines in desperate situations, which we've been doing since day one. We can't do any of this work without you, our generous supporters. As you start bidding on tonight's amazing array of live auction items, please keep NEER North's mission in mind. Think about where you would turn if you fell on hard times, physically, financially, or emotionally, and could no longer care for your beloved animal that has meant the world to you. Think of how you'd feel if the animal were at risk of starving, illness, neglect, or suffering through no fault of its own. Your generosity tonight will help us give these horses and donkeys a chance for a bright new beginning. We're proud of the work we do at NEER North. This year, we received top-tier reviews and accreditations from 3 national nonprofit rating organizations: GuideStar, Great Nonprofits, the Global Federation of Animal Sanctuaries, Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance, and the Equus Foundation. In the nonprofit world, these recognitions are a big deal, and everyone at NEER North has worked really hard to earn them. Thank you again for your participation. We really appreciate it. Again, we could not do it without you and your generosity. all of the animals, past and present, thank you, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you go to our website, you can see all of our horses available for adoption. And remember, when you adopt one, you save two, the one you took home and the one you made room for. Thank you.
We would like to introduce to you Eric Dixon, MD, the CEO of UMass Memorial Healthcare, and we'd like to have a few words of advice from him on how to stay COVID safe in the barn.
Hi everyone, this is Eric Dixon. I'm the President and CEO of UMass Memorial Healthcare and an avid supporter of NEER North. I love being around horses. I especially love being in the barn with other people that love horses. Unfortunately, because of coronavirus, our life in and around the barn has changed. What I'd like to do today is to give you some advice about how you can keep yourself safe and others safe and still get to the barn and be around the animals that we love. The first thing you have to understand about coronavirus is that many people are carrying it but don't know it. We call these people asymptomatic carriers. And despite their best efforts, they can pass coronavirus to someone else who can get very sick from the disease. There's three ways that we can transmit coronavirus. The first is if you touch a surface that has the virus on it, and then you touch your nose or your mouth or your eyes, the entry points for the virus. That's why keeping your hands clean and not touching your face is so important. Oftentimes in and around the barn, somebody else will set up tack or reins or a brush we'll use. Those are potentially transmission vectors for the virus. You're not going to get it through your hands. So it's only when you touch your face. One of the things a mask does is it reminds you not to touch your mouth or your nose, which helps prevent the disease from transmitting. So keep your hands clean, be very careful to not touch your face, and you won't get coronavirus that way. Don't worry about wearing gloves so much because coronavirus will not come in through the skin of your hands, even if you have cuts on your hands. The second way you can get coronavirus is through droplet transmission. Droplets are little particles that spread when we speak, cough, or sneeze. They fall to the ground typically in about 3 feet. And that's why the social distancing that we're practicing is so important, because these microparticles that you can't see will mostly be gone if you're 6 feet away from someone else. And I know working on the barn and helping people get a leg up and everything that we do often requires that we come a little bit closer. But in those situations, you need to have a mask on to prevent droplet transmission. The third way, and this is the most dangerous way of the spread of a virus, is through airborne transmission. Airborne particles are tiny, tiny particles that float in the air and are suspended for up to 15 minutes. Now, you can breathe these particles in if you go into a closed room that doesn't have a good air exchange, even after somebody has walked out of the room. So if you're working inside at all, if you're in the tack room with another individual, even if somebody has left the tack room, you need to be wearing your mask. And that's what's going to prevent the spread of coronavirus through the airborne transmission route. You know, I wish we could go back to the way it was. I wish we could all get together at the barn and be close and not have to worry about these things. But that's just not the reality today. Keep your hands down, keep your hands off your face, keep your distance, keep your mask on, and you're not only going to keep yourself safe, but the people that you care about safe as well. The last thing I would say to you is we are going to get through this. Our scientists right now here and across the nation are working on new, better therapies for treating COVID-19, the disease associated with coronavirus. And we've just completed our first vaccine trial here at UMass. These vaccines should be out sometime in and around the beginning of the year, and hopefully next summer, we'll be back to doing our barn chores the way we love to do them with no masks on. Thank you again for your support of NEER North, and be safe.
For those of you who have been following the auction since November 12th, I just wanted to remind you that it closes tonight at 8:30 p.m. And we would like to bring it over to Arlene Shea from Ipswich with her beautiful horse that she has adopted recently named Rhapsody.
Friends of NEER North, Arlene Shea here in Ipswich with a brand new NEER North rescue. This is Rhapsody, and he came to me in May of 2020. So he is a wonderful 22-year-old about horse who had a fun career as an eventer and is retired from that now to a life on the trails. He's looking for treats in my pocket. So we are lucky enough to ride all the beautiful trails in Ipswich, and it's a lower, less stressful life for him, but I think he's really happy, and so am I. And I just want to say thank you, NEER North, for all that you do. This is my second NEER North horse. I had Ben for 7 years. Adopted him when he was a senior, and he lived to be 28, so I'm hoping high hopes for Rhapsody here. So thank you so much, NEER, for all that you do. It's wonderful what you do for horses, and thank you for having my back twice. The greatest. I mean, talk about someone who's selfless in their love of horses. I don't think she has too much one-on-one horse time in her life because of all that she gives to so many. I think it really is a selfless thing that Mary does. It's not that many people that have been doing horse rescue as long as Mary Martin. And there's a lot of people out there that have a lot to thank when it comes to their relationship with horses because of Mary and what she does, honestly. Mary is just a special breed of human. That's what I say. She really is. And you look at guys like this that, you know, they spent their whole life working hard in a career. This guy was an inventor, and it comes to be they're 22, 23 years old, and goodbye. So I think Mary does a wonderful job matching up guys like this with people that like to have an older horse that is well schooled and safe and just wonderful. I feel like this horse is just filled with so much gratitude. He's just such a lovely being. He's just so happy to be out on the trails and having an easy life, and that's what I can promise him for the next however long I have him. He's loaded with melanoma, so there's always something. No horse is perfect, but I've been through the melanoma thing before, and I think he's on a little treatment now, so however long we have left together, it's Raps and I till the end. Right, buddy? He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Oh, gosh. I feel nothing but gratitude.
Hi, my name is Jacqueline Gagnon. I'm an equine nutrition consultant with Nutrina, and I'm a proud member of the advisory committee here at NEER North. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about the cost associated with feeding the animals in NEER's care. We have with us Oak and Petunia, and I just wanted to bring them in to give you the wide variety of animals that NEER feeds. The University of Maine conducted a study over 86 horse owners that estimated the average cost to feed a horse every year to be around $1,200. What that does not take into account is all the trucking and storage costs associated with feeding these horses. In addition, it does not take into account the lack of pasture that many of us are facing here in New England, including here on NEER North's property. These horses are very expensive to feed, and horses that come in with challenges such as metabolic concerns, older horses with decreased dentition, or potentially horses that have faced neglectful situations can cost even more money to feed. I would urge you this holiday season to give to NEER North to help provide these horses with better equine nutrition. Thanks so much.
Besides bidding on the virtual auction, there's other ways you can help. You could support the Feed Fund program by texting to 44321, and when prompted, you can type in NEER North.
Hi everyone, it's Cindy and Marvel, and I wanted to share my sincere appreciation and gratitude for the incredible work that the staff of NEER North and Mary Martin do for animals like this guy on a regular basis. Some of you might know Marvel's story. He arrived to NEER North about 2 years ago now, a severely reactive, mistrusting intake, and many people felt that he didn't ever have a chance at a forever home. Mary didn't give up on him when many others did. She enlisted the help of professionals and worked tirelessly for as long as it took, and it took a while, to earn Marvel's trust back. With the help of his trainer, Marvel was able to not only rebuild and rehabilitate his foundation, but also to mend his broken heart and soul. Mary was completely transparent throughout the process of our adoption, sharing with me each and every trial and challenge that they faced with this fluffy little guy along the way. And that's to ensure that rescue is done right. NEER North takes the time to really get to know the potential adopters and match them with the appropriate horse so that that horse goes on to a home where it can be loved forever. I'm so grateful that Marvel was matched to me and that they gave him a chance to not only have a happy ending at NEER North, but also start off a new beginning to a life which he otherwise might have been denied elsewhere. So thank you again, and Marvel and I are forever grateful.
Some new exciting news that NEER North has now been selected as a satellite adoption center for the Peaceful Valley Donkey Rescue. NEER North has recently received 6 lovable, beautiful donkeys that are ready and looking for a new home. And we'll learn more about Donkey Rescue from PVDR founder Mark Myers.
Hey y'all, Mark from the Peaceful Valley Donkey Rescue. I just want to take a few minutes and tell you a little bit about what we do and who we are. Amy, my wife, and I founded Peaceful Valley 20 years ago out in Southern California. And at the time we thought we were just going to be a small community-based donkey rescue. But over that 20-year period, we have grown into the largest equine rescue in the United States. We have our headquarters here in San Angelo, Texas. We're on 172 acres. We grow some of our own hay, and we have plenty of pasture for the donkeys to graze. We also have a ranch in Lynchburg, Virginia, and another one in scenic Arizona. Those all have trucks, trailers, tractors, employees, the whole 9 yards. So from any one of our ranches, we can be anywhere in the United States within 24 hours. We have 20 sanctuaries that account for hundreds of thousands of acres. Those are for the donkeys that just aren't ready to go into the adoption pipeline yet. And we have 36 satellite adoption centers. And those are folks that take our donkeys into their homes and adopt them locally for us. That way we can move the donkeys to areas where they're not as common and there's a little bit more need for them. Our adoption program is probably our most important of all the programs that we have. Without adoption, we don't have room to bring in more donkeys. And so the satellite adoption program has just been instrumental in moving huge numbers of donkeys into loving homes. To be adoptable, our donkeys have to be friendly, they have to accept a halter, walk on lead, pick up all 4 hooves for trimming. Over the years, we've adopted hundreds and hundreds of donkeys into really good, loving homes. In our adoption program, the donkeys have to come back to us if the adopters can no longer take care of them. Everybody's life changes. They might get a job transfer. They might have to move to town. So the donkeys just come back to us, and then we can place them in a new home. Peaceful Valley works with many veterinary schools across the country, most notably Texas A&M, UC Davis out in Davis, California, and Cornell in New York. And we've got the best and brightest minds doing some really great research on donkeys. Nobody's ever done it, and we're doing some cutting-edge stuff to improve the care and lives of donkeys.
First up is Samantha Morissette with Poppy and Olive, who you might remember as Angel and JoJo.
Hi, so yeah, we've had Poppy and Olive now for about a year. It was such a great experience adopting from NEER. You can kind of see down in the back, we built our little barn for everyone to come home, and they were so patient about letting them stay at the rescue and giving them a great home until everything was perfect and ready for them. And they were just so wonderful to work with. These girls have really changed my life. Yeah, I'm just so grateful that NEER brought them into my life. They love to just run around all the hills and their big paddocks that they have and just kick up their heels. Poppy's always had a great personality, and Olive's has really come out too. So yeah, they're thriving, they're doing great, and I couldn't be more grateful for NEER for bringing them into my life.
Fantastic. Thanks, Samantha. Next is Lisa Whale with Paco, who you might remember as Odie.
So this is Paco. We rescued him from NEER last September 8th as a companion to his big friend here, Rainey. And he's young. My vet estimates him to be about 4. So, we've dealt with a little bit of young donkey naughtiness. But, he's just such a good boy. He's so smart. He loves to do his little donkey zoomies. And we've taught him a couple of little tricks. Oh, come on, once around. Come on, let's show him what you can do. Come on, my friend. Come on. No, Paco said no today. We've been teaching him to the pole and doing really well, but I think today he's saying no.
A little camera shy.
He is definitely camera shy. Says no. Well, thank you, Lisa and Paco. Next, we have Tracy Charis, who joins us with Bradley, Possum, and Dominic.
Hi, yeah, this is Bradley. We adopted him from NEER last fall. Dominic, we got this spring. Our experience with NEER has been totally incredible. We are only 5 minutes away from them, so they're still a great resource for us.
I really liked my stay at NEER North, but I really love my new mom that they found me. And I now have a new donkey brother and pony friend.
NEER goes above and beyond to make sure that everything, is working as you go forward with your animals. They make sure that it's a good fit. They'll take them back, which really gives you a lot of peace of mind, I think, when you're trying to adopt rescues that might have an unknown past. They do a lot with training. The animals are all so sweet and grateful. I mean, we just love to just even go over there and just, hang out, go to the tack shop, and it's just wonderful. And these rescue equines have really saved our lives. We just love the relationship that we have with NEER, and we highly recommend anybody to work with them. They're definitely the best rescue.
Thanks, NEER.
Wonderful. And next, we're going to hear from Stephanie Lowe with Sunny.
This is Sunny. I don't know if everyone can see him, but I adopted him in February. And he was a special case because he came to NEER pretty much feral. They did some really great work with him. And then I took him on, and it was definitely a project, even catching him at night. But as you can see now, he's definitely come a long way, and he has 2 equine friends that we had adopted in the past, and he's just become part of the family. We wouldn't give him up for the world, huh, John?
Hey, can you guys speak up? I can't seem to hear you.
Next, we have Kaylee Pepe with her adopted NEER mini Pongo. Kaylee is also one of NEER's invaluable trainers who specializes in natural horsemanship.
This is Pongo. He is a 15-year-old miniature horse who I adopted from NEER a few months ago. The whole process was so easy. When I was looking for a little horse to add to my performing team, I found him, and he was a perfect fit. So when I went to adopt him, he was up to date on all of his shots. His teeth had just been done, and they even did his feet before I brought him home. So now he's working with me on learning to be a trick pony and a performing horse. I am so excited for all of our adventures and want to say a huge thank you to NEER.
And now I'd like to introduce Abby Lane with NEER North's mascot, Peanut. Abby works behind the scenes at NEER as our admin and volunteer coordinator. She manages to juggle many roles that normally take multiple paid staff members to accomplish at other rescues. Here's a big shout out to Abby and Little Peanut.
Hi everyone, this is Peanut, our mascot at NEER. She's a 15-year-old miniature horse. She came to us a few months ago and unfortunately had a really bad colic where she had to go to the hospital. But because of your support, we were able to give her the best care possible. Right now, she's learning tricks with a trainer, and she'll be able to show you them at our event soon.
And now a word from one of NEER's dedicated farriers, Pat Saunders, brought to you by gold sponsors, Kerry and David Frost.
Hi, my name is Pat Saunders. I'm a third-generation farrier. I shoe and trim the horses at NEER North. I've had nothing but good experiences with them, and they take very good care of their horses. It costs a lot to keep the horses' feet trimmed and shod year-round, and if we could get some help with that, that would be very appreciated. An example at NEER would be Mabel, the donkey. She had a condition known as founder that we were able to fix through corrective shoeing, and there are many more cases like that that need help. Thank you.
Once again, there's other ways you can help. You can support our Shoe a Horse program by texting again to 44321 and then entering NEER North. And now a word from adopter Barbie Schouten from Georgetown with her adopted pony, Apollo.
Hi, my name is Barbara Schouten, and I'm here with Apollo. I adopted him from NEER North in fall of 2017 for an additional pony in my lesson program. I use him for my beginners all the way up into the 3-foot advanced kids. He's an absolute dream to work with, and he's an absolute barn favorite as he looks for treats. He's 15 years old, and when I got him, because he loves jumping so much, we named him Rockets in Flight to keep along with his name Apollo. Because of NEER North's adoption program, I was able to get such an amazing pony, Apollo, for my lesson program, and he's become such a great asset to me.
So if you would like to add a new member to your herd, here are some of NEER's available equines. And for more information on these deserving creatures, please go to neernorth.org. To learn more about NEER's special needs equines, this is brought to you by silver sponsor Nishan Mutafian of Integrated Financial Partners.
Hi, my name is Rose Piazza. I'm a senior at Essex North Shore. Today I'm here with Tomcat and Vanessa Wild, a teacher at Essex North Shore. Today we are going to be making insulin resistance horse treats. These are for horses who have disorders like Cushing's or insulin resistance, and it's a good way to give your horse a snack or even sneak some of his pills into them. All of the ingredients that we are using today can be easily found at your local grocery store. You will need 1 pound of Bob's Red Mill Organic ground flaxseed, half a cup of unsweetened applesauce, 2 tablespoons of cinnamon, 2 cups of hot water, and a cookie sheet and parchment or wax paper. Once you've added all of your dry and wet ingredients, you're just going to mix until it's all completely incorporated, and it should look like sticky dough. Okay, now that our mixture is completely mixed, we are going to scoop it into our silicone tray. If you don't have a silicone tray, you can also use a piece of parchment paper. We're just avoiding using any kind of sprays. And if you are using these to make pill pockets, at this point you could take the end of your spatula and you can just dig a little hole inside of them to place your pills once they're baked. Now our sugar-free treats are all filled into our tray, and they are ready to go into a 350-degree preheated oven. They should take about 60 minutes, but if you notice that they're still raw on the inside, you can go up to 70 minutes or longer. Petunia, like many others at NEER North, is special needs. She requires a diet with no sugar or carbohydrates so that her body can process them. These treats are awesome for hiding pills such as Parasend, which helps horses with Cushing's or insulin resistance.
If you'd like to support NEER's special needs or kindred spirits, please text to 44321 and in the field type NEER North.
My name is Carolyn Swolensky, and I'm a NEER volunteer, and I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce a group of like-minded rescues and equine partners who partner with us to support horses and donkeys from all over New England. First, we'll hear from Linda Barnes, president of Becky's Gift Equine Relief in New Hampshire.
Thank you so much. Becky's Gift is a New Hampshire-based 501c3 nonprofit. Along with Kathy Lang, our founder, and a team of dedicated volunteers, our mission is to provide temporary assistance to horse owners in need. And that assistance comes in the form of providing food, farrier, veterinary services, surgery when needed, whatever is required to maintain a good standard of care for the horse. A benefit to our work, as I see it, is twofold. One is it helps the horse. Number two, it helps a struggling owner have an option other than surrendering their horse to a local rescue. And sometimes these rescues are already overcrowded and struggling as well. Assisting horses requires more than an individual, and it requires more than any one organization. It requires a community. Becky's Gift has collaborated with NEER North for many years, and NEER North has reached out to us many times, offering support as needed for us to continue with our mission. It truly does take a village, and for all of us here at Becky's Gift, we are very, very grateful to have NEER North as a very important part of our village. Thank you again for allowing us to join you.
And now Nikki Dorenzo, Vice President of Santana Center in Rhode Island.
Hi, Carolyn. Thank you so much for inviting us to the gala. We are a 501c3 rescue located in Saunderstown, Rhode Island. Our main goal is to keep horses from falling into the slaughter pipeline, helping horses make the transition into their new homes, and also, most importantly, in educating the community about responsible horse ownership. We have had the pleasure of working with NEER several times, most recently a case in which a rescue needed assistance due to the COVID crisis, and we came together to assist this other rescue help get back on their feet. Really, which is why it's so important to collaborate, for us all to work together, because ultimately we all have the same goal, is to help place as many horses as possible. So more than anything, I think it's very important for us all to work as a team, and the more we work together, the more horses we can place.
And now we're going to hear from Megan and Val. Megan is the manager and Val is the trainer with Horses with Hope in Maine.
Hi, and thank you for having us today. Horses with Hope is a privately funded organization based out of Hope, Maine. Our mission is to offer comprehensive evaluation and retraining for rescued equines. We emphasize the importance of consistent quality training and are committed to helping these horses find lifelong homes.
We're happy to partner with NEER North to provide additional evaluation and retraining for rescued horses. As others here have already said, we all have the same goal, which is to help these guys get the skills they need to find loving, lifelong homes. Our partnership enables us to combine resources and communities, which in turn vastly increases the chance of successful adoptions for these deserving equines.
Deborah Finko, president and founder of Beach Brook Farm Equine Rescue in Connecticut.
Hi, thank you for having me. Beach Brook Farm is a small rescue located in North Stonington, Connecticut. We formed in 2007, and we have saved over 170 horses, donkeys, and mules since our inception. And our goal is to rescue, rehabilitate, and find new homes for our rescued horses. I think it's really critical to network and reach out beyond our borders here just in Connecticut, because it can benefit all of us. As we've heard from others. And we've been able to partner with NEER North in a variety of ways. I know we both promote each other's animals. We're there also just as a resource. I can pick up the phone and call Mary and get advice from a like-minded business, somebody who really knows the struggles and what we're going through. So I think there's a variety of ways that we can partner and network and use each other to help place more horses in need.
Janet Nittman, CEO of Windrush Therapeutic Riding Center in Massachusetts.
Thank you so much. Windrush was founded in 1964 and is one of the oldest, largest, and leading therapeutic riding centers in the United States. We serve children and adults facing physical, emotional, and developmental challenges, and we could not do this without extremely well-trained horses with the right temperament. We've had a very long collaboration with NEER and are so grateful for this collaboration. And we are just so fortunate to have this relationship so that we can get ideal horses to serve our clients.
NEER would also like to acknowledge Allie Chipman from Home at Last Rescue in Maine and Nancy Cecil of Maple Hill Farm Equine Rescue in Maine, who was not able to join us today. And finally, we'll hear from our founder and president of NEER North, Mary Martin.
I want to thank you all for coming and just tell you it's a pleasure to work with you. And we're all just a valuable resource for each other, and the more horses we can help, the better. and you're all very valuable to me, and it means a lot. Thank you for coming.
And now a word from adopter Tracy Beals with Randy.
Hi, my name is Tracy.
My name's Alyssa.
And this here is Randy. He is a standardbred that I adopted from NEER North back in August of 2019, so it's been a little over a year now. We board at Lineberg Farm in Ipswich, and he's been a great horse. We have come a long way in the year. I had stopped riding for about 17 years, and I knew when I was looking for my own horse again, I was definitely going with NEER North. I've known Mary for quite some time, and everybody has great experiences with them, and so did I. It was a great process. I tried out several different horses, and once I went and met Randy, I knew he was going to be the one. The adoption process was very easy. They also let me take him on a trial to make sure it was going to be the right fit for me, and everything worked out fabulous. So we've been doing a lot of training. He was a racehorse for about 11 years, so he's now become a dressage horse. And Alyssa's been working with him for about 7 months now, and they're just doing fantastic. And I definitely recommend NEER North to all my friends, anyone that's looking for adoption, supporting the tack shop. We buy almost everything we can there to help support the cause. They're just great.
Now for our board member introductions. The board is the governing body of NEER North, and each member brings a special set of skills to help NEER meet its mission. One of our board members, Caroline Matterson, NEER North's tack shop manager, is not able to join us tonight, but we wanted to be sure to acknowledge her contributions as well.
Could someone tell Caroline to keep the shop open more hours? It's the only way I'm able to meet my adoring fans.
And now on to the introductions of our board members in attendance. First, we have Denise Mutafian, Board Chair and Director of Development and Outreach.
Back when I first started volunteering, I thought, well, this is just to get my horse fixed, because when I grew up with horses, I just missed it so much as an adult. But it's blossomed into so much more because I never knew what rescue meant, and seeing behind the scenes and seeing when horses come in and need us so badly, what we do to help them and match them with the right owners, and then stand by them if it doesn't work out. I feel like this is rescue done right, and I'm happy to be here, and I'm so glad to be on the board.
David Bees, Treasurer and Liaison to Bookkeeping and the Grants Team.
For many years, my family and I had a home that was very close to where NEER's farm is, and that is how my family and I came to know it. We became more involved as time went on, particularly my wife Ann, and then ultimately ended up adopting a horse. I now use my experience that I've had over the years in business to support the finance and administration side of the business, as well as Mary and the teams at NEER and the remaining board members. So it's been very fulfilling, and I'm very pleased to be affiliated with such a fine operation.
Those chickens, lazy, good-for-nothing feathered beasts. Do they even lay eggs or eat ticks? Can someone find out?
Caitlin Swafford, Secretary and Liaison to the Auction Committee.
I joined the NEER Board of Directors in 2020, and I've been supporting the Auction and Events Committee since about 2016. I have just loved horses as far back as I can remember. So to me, being able to be involved with NEER in this way means that mission of making sure that every horse and every donkey that needs a soft landing or needs a place to go can find one, and owners who are struggling in our community are not left to struggle alone. NEER is making a huge impact in the entire Northeast, and I'm just thrilled to be part of the team.
Sarah Robinson, NEER's Feed Fund Manager and Liaison to the events team.
Animals have always been near and dear to my heart, and to be able to be a part of and support such a fantastic local equine rescue is wonderful. It's a dream come true. Being able to have watched Mary develop this rescue from a very small farm to what it is today has been very rewarding.
And last but not least, Dr. Derek Cavatorta, NEER's veterinarian, who's also the founder of Black Brook Veterinary Services.
As a local veterinarian, I get to see firsthand what a resource NEER is. I have had several patients that were really in rough shape and the owners were really in over their head, and I'll call Mary's cell phone day or night, it doesn't matter. She always answers that phone, and she's really helped out a lot of horses and people. And I really do think that the horses come first at NEER, and that really sets them apart from a lot of the other rescues I've experienced. They're all very well cared for and well fed. The record keeping and the organization in the office is exemplary. And all the animals are all up to date on all shots, coggins, they have their teeth floated. If they need it, it gets done. So it's really nice to see that.
Thank you to everyone who was able to join us this evening. We hope you enjoyed getting to know the people working so hard to help NEER North accomplish its mission of rescuing and helping equines in need. Please enjoy the rest of the main event, and don't forget about our virtual auction. Thank you, everybody.
Does this hat make my ass look big?
I'd like to introduce to you an amazing team of dedicated volunteers. These people show up no matter what the weather is to keep the horses fed, keep the stalls cleaned, watered, and cared for. NEER couldn't do it without all of you. Another group of volunteers that I'd like to give a big shout out to is the NEER North Tack Store team. These volunteers help keep NEER afloat during difficult times all year. Another way to help NEER is to visit the tack store or donate some gently used items. And now a word from NEER's tack store manager. This is Carolyn Matterson, and this is brought to you by the gold sponsors, the Bees family.
My name's Caroline, and I manage the NEER North Tack Shop. It's a shop full of gently used items from companies, fellow equestrians. Everything benefits the horses. We're 100% volunteer. Prices are great, and we don't usually have customers that go away unhappy. So if you're looking for something and you can't find it elsewhere, you might try here. And as with any other used shop, if you see it today, you better buy it because it may not be here next week. We accept all donations, and we appreciate all the help this year because all of the events were canceled, and the shop is holding things together here as far as being able to feed and house and do medical care and farrier care for all of the animals we have, which this year seemed to be a lot more than usual. So come on in.
Hey, Tom here, the real master of NEER North. Yeah, everybody thinks it's Mary, but she's second fiddle to me. I run the show here. Who's running this meeting anyway?
Welcome NEER supporters and equine enthusiasts. My name is Carolyn Smolensky, and I'm a NEER North volunteer who will be introducing NEER's advisory group and board members to you tonight. Mary Martin, NEER North founder and president, will be starting us off with a few remarks.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the volunteers who faithfully show up, come snow, ice, rain, or shine, to feed, muck, and look after the equines in our care. You're amazing, and you're so very lucky to have such devoted, caring individuals helping our horses. I'd also like to thank the many who work tirelessly behind the scenes to keep the rescue running and funded. Here's a great big shout out to our events team, our auction team, our grants team, our horse care team, and the amazing tax store team. We couldn't do it without you. We at NEER North would like you to meet another bunch of behind-the-scenes supporters who go above and beyond to help support our operation. The NEER Board of Directors and the NEER Advisory Group. I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Next, we'll meet our advisory group members. Our advisory members have been hand-selected based on their expertise and skills to represent different areas of equine needs, and it's our advisory board's connection to the equine community that helps further expose NEER and all that we do to that community. Unfortunately, there were a few advisory members who were unable to join us this evening, but have been amazing advocates for NEER, and we want to be sure to acknowledge them. They are Susan McQuaid from Professional Trustee Services, who is an advisor to the board, Joshua Noble from Birkland Farm, who specializes in Morgans, Sarah Contoys, a trainer on the North Shore who specializes in dressage, Lori Shea from Abenaki Farm in Campton, New Hampshire, who specializes in natural horsemanship. Olana Laffey from Evenstride Farm in Byfield, Mass., who specializes in hunter jumpers. Elena Jesperson, a Reiki specialist and former board member. And Wesley Levitt, Essex Tech Farm Manager and equine supporter. And now we'd like to introduce you to the advisory board members who are joining us tonight.
Don't let them fool you. I'm the one really in charge.
First, we have Linda Angstadt from Bradford Equestrian Center in Haverhill, Mass., who specializes in driving and dressage.
I just want to say I can't say enough about NEER. I was honored to be invited by Mary Martin to act as an advisor to the board. The mission and goals of NEER align with my own personal values, so it was very easy to say yes. It's very reassuring to know as a local boarding and training facility that the option to rehome or repurpose horses is right there. A lot of times we like to see if we can adopt a horse that might be suitable for a student who otherwise might not be able to. And I think NEER is a great resource for us, not only for finding horses for students, but also purchasing tack and equipment helps the entire community as well.
Dr. Eric Dixon from Dixon Farm in Princeton, Mass., who specializes in standard breds.
Hello, my name is Eric Dixon, and I love harness racing. I particularly like working with young horses, weanlings and yearlings, and giving them the early training necessary to be able to compete at the highest level possible. I've become very attached to these horses, and when their racing career is over, I've worked with many, many rescues over the years and donated lots of horses to them. No one has done as good a job for our horses as NEER North. They focus on retraining the horses such that they have the new skills that they need to be successful. And most importantly to me, they watch what happens to the horses over the coming years. And if there's ever a pitfall, they bring them back. I just want to say thank you to all of the team at NEER North.
She doesn't know it, but she's adopted.
And now Vanessa Wild, teacher at Essex Tech High School, who specializes in equine studies.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Wild. Eric and Linda said it so unbelievably beautifully, but another kind of added component that I am so grateful for to Mary and NEER is the education of our students who have volunteered and are getting just an unbelievable education about rehabbing horses, rescuing horses. I'm so grateful that our kids have gotten to get this experience also from Mary and everyone. And from a personal standpoint, I'm so unbelievably grateful to be a part of helping such a fantastic, phenomenal mission.
And Linda Corson, a teacher at Essex Tech High School, who also specializes in equine studies.
Hi, good evening. I just want to follow up with what my colleague Vanessa said. We were excited to be and honored to be invited to join the board. We have seen some really wonderful things happening at NEER. They've helped us place a couple of our school horses, and our students get an incredible education up there. We have several students who are currently up there a great deal, and it's meant so much to our program.
And Clarice Menasali, another teacher from Essex Tech High School, who specializes in equine studies.
Just following up on what Vanessa and Linda said, as local equine instructors at Essex Agricultural and Technical School, it's important that we join the NEER Advisory Board to help educate our students about equine rescues, as well as support a local community rescue with our students. And then same as Vanessa, as a local community member, it's so wonderful to see that all the hard work that Mary and all the volunteers do at NEER and support them so that horses all over can get the loving home they deserve.
And finally, Jacqueline Gagnon from Nutrina, who specializes in equine nutrition.
I'm just so delighted to be part of this advisory committee. I've been supporting NEER through their feed fund, through my professional career with Nutrina, and it's a wonderful organization that really seeks to put all the pieces of the puzzle together for the horse. This advisory board is just a great example of that, taking all these different professionals and taking different perspectives and seeking to do right by the horses. So I'm super happy to support NEER North, and I will continue to support NEER North.
And now a word from adopter Catherine Cordero, and she is here with Hottie and Pie.
My name's Catherine Cordero. This is Red. When she was at NEER, her name was Hottie, and this is Pie. I got Red almost a year ago this weekend, and Pie I got in March of this past year. I brought Red here after I adopted her. During the summer I keep these guys at my house, but I had some personal issues last year, so Red ended up at Abenaki Farm. While I was here, I was working with Pie, fell in love with her, so I ended up adopting her too. Very excited to be on television. I just brought them back here for the winter yesterday. We come here in the winter so we can keep riding, and I can be with all my friends here, and they can be back in a big herd and be happy horses. And they'll go back to my house in probably April. Red is incredible at figuring out tasks. She's learned how to open doors at my house. She can do some tricks. She's clearly got a mind of her own. Stop it, buddy. She's an incredible jumper, which I didn't know when I got her, and that's been kind of fun. Pi is just an incredible athlete, and I'm learning more about her all the time as I ride her, and I've really enjoyed both of these guys. They're like the love of my life, so can't imagine my life without them, so I'm very grateful to NEER for matching me with these awesome girls.
Hi, I'm Lori Shea, and I own Abenaki Farm in Campton, New Hampshire. And we have been very proud and happy to work with NEER for about 12 years now. And we've had many, many horses come through and have wonderful, successful adoptions. I have not counted, but I believe it's 26 or something like that. This is Shay, and she is my foster fail. So she came to us for some manners and about, I think 6 years ago or 7, I can't even remember, but she was known at NEER as the war pony. She had definitely a mind of her own, but she quickly became a very sweet girl, and she was my son's pony, so years ago, and we just love her. She is really, really great. So, but I choose to work with NEER for many reasons, but one of the biggest things is that they're not about numbers. They're not about getting the horse in, turning them around, just getting them back out. They make sure that the match is truly the best match. They truly look for a forever home. And if that takes a month, 6 months, a year, 2 years or more, they put the time in and the effort to make that happen. They are great about making sure the horse is completely vetted out. They want to know everything about the horse. They want to know its quirks, its, everything. So when a person adopts from NEER, it is truly a good match. And then their contract is so wonderful that, the horses always go back to NEER if there's a problem. We love it because we're blessed with an indoor and some other fun amenities here. So when people want to come up and meet a NEER horse and try a NEER horse and get them together, they have the opportunity to come several times and ride on a trail or ride through a river or ride in the indoor or jump or so really they have a very good strong idea if it's going to work. So we're very proud of that. We also have Pony Club here. We have a lot of different things that we do here, so the horses are exposed to a lot, from dogs and chickens and my son's dirt bike to all kinds of things and little kiddos. So we're very happy with that. We look forward to working with NEER for a very long time. Currently, I think we have 6 of their horses that we just absolutely love. We also have many NEER horses that have been adopted out and now continue to live here, which we love because we definitely fall in love with them. And it's pretty painful when they leave, even though we know they're going to a good home, but we definitely fall in love with them and we miss them. But we keep in touch with the owners, which is great. They know they can call us or NEER at any time with any questions. So it works out really well. So thank you so much to everybody who supports NEER, whether it's financially or sharing the information or fostering or volunteering. That's what really makes rescue work.
All right, so let's give a big thumbs up to one of NEER's most valuable trainers, Kaylee Pepe, and she will show us how trust and connection can do wonderful things for your equine relation. And you can also support our Train a Horse program by texting again to 44321 and typing in NEER North.
I'm Kaylee Pepe, owner and trainer of Braveheart Beasts, and as a trainer I work with a lot of different equines, from horses to donkeys to mules, with a variety of different pasts. And a lot of my training focuses on not only training these animals to do things, but also building trust and communication. And I have had the pleasure of putting this training to work with many of NEER North's intakes. And through the couple years that I've been training there, I have worked with many different animals, many different people, and it's been inspiring to see the positive change, not only in the way these animals feel about people, but also the way they feel about themselves and the lives that they get to live. So getting to watch them come in, transform, and then find amazing homes with all of our amazing adopters has been awesome. So for all of you who are supporting NEER North now or plan to in the future, I just want to say a big thank you for everything you do.
And now a word from adopter Ann Bees with Ginger.
Hi, I'm Ann Bees. This is Ginger. I adopted Ginger from NEER in August of 2016. Woo, hey girl. And she's a little camera shy, I think, which isn't Ginger normally, anybody that knows Ginger. But Ginger and I met through Mabel at NEER, and it's because of Mabel, the donkey at NEER, that I ended up falling in love with you, right? So we have Mabel to thank. And I was newer to riding and newer to horses, but there was some kind of bond that Ginger and I had, and I just knew that I would be really lucky if I would be able to get Ginger. And Mary at NEER was really supportive, and all the NEER staff, and working with me on skills and things that I could do. And Ginger and I have had quite a journey here together. It's been a really beautiful, beautiful time, and I'm so grateful that NEER gave me the opportunity to adopt Ginger. Right, girl? Should we go out? Should we go out for a walk now and get some grass? Yes. And Ginger's probably best trick or best thing that she's really good at, what would you say? Is letting people know what you want. She's awfully good at that. She will let you know what she wants. So she's a really great mare, and thank you so much, NEER.
NEER North is lucky enough to have the support of Derek Cavatorta, a man of many talents. Mary's sounding board, medical advisor, board member, and all-around miracle worker. This segment is brought to you by silver sponsor Blackbrook Veterinary.
My name is Derek Cavatorta. I'm a veterinarian at Blackbrook Veterinary Services. I've also been on the board of directors for NEER for about 5 years. And my primary role there is to advise on the medical care of the animals that come through the rescue. And one of my favorite things about NEER is that they always get up to date on all vaccinations. They get their teeth checked and their teeth are floated if necessary. They get their Coggins done. And that's something that really sets them apart from some of the other rescues that I've encountered over the years. And anyone who's ever owned horses knows that the veterinary care of horses can be considerable, especially when you have as many animals as NEER does. There are also other unforeseen medical expenses that come about. We've had several this year. One was about 2 months ago. This little pony here, Peanut, colicked on us, and we tried to manage the colic on the farm as best we could. So we were there most of the day running fluids and giving pain management. But as evening came around, it became clear that we were not going to be able to manage the colic on the farm for much longer. She was still extremely painful and rolling up on her back. And so we were stuck with a very difficult decision, which is we could either put her to sleep or send her up to a referral hospital where they could do 24-hour monitoring, pain management, IV fluids, and surgery if necessary. And fortunately, Mary and NEER had the resources available that we could do that for her. So we sent her up to the hospital. Luckily, she didn't need surgery. She spent a few days up there under their care and came home as good as new. So I was just very fortunate that we had the ability to do that. We also recently had a horse that had a laceration on its leg that went into the knee joint, and the joint got infected. And that horse also had to go to the hospital for flushing of the wound and flushing of the joint to get the infection under control. He is also doing very well. We even had a horse earlier in the year that had a infected, fractured jaw when it was relinquished to NEER, and so that horse went to the hospital and had a CT scan of his entire head. So it's very expensive, but NEER really does it right. They really take the best possible care of all the animals, and if they need any significant medical care, they provide for it, which is really wonderful.
To support NEER's Immunize a Horse program, again text and donate to 44321 and then type in NEER North. And now a word from NEER adopter Mary Ellen Duran with her adopted horse Hank.
When we decided to add another horse to the family, I specifically wanted to rescue. I'd rescued dogs and cats in the past, and it's definitely something that's close to my heart, adopt, don't shop. So I'd reached out to a few different rescues in the area, and none of them sat very well with me. But then a friend referred me to NEER North, and I checked them out online and put in an application. And pretty soon after, I got a response and was invited to the barn to go see a few different horses. Mary and her team are so good at matching the horse to the family or to the person. They know what the person needs and they know exactly what the horse needs, and they have such a skill at making sure you get your right match. We were matched with Hank, who is a 15-2 full-bodied quarter horse who is absolutely stunning. He has such a kind and sweet personality. He was specifically for me, but my 7-year-old has fallen in love with him. She has her own Appaloosa pony, but Hank has won her over. He is so sweet and caring, and he really looks after her when she rides him. He totally can tell when it's a kid on his back, and he makes sure that he is looking after them. I can't thank everyone at NEER North enough for giving us the opportunity to adopt him and have him in our family. He is such a blessing, and he brings so much happiness to our lives. And of course, he is absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much to Mary and the team, and you guys are truly amazing. I cannot recommend enough.
Hi, I'm Sarah Robinson. I'm on the board of directors at NEER North, and I run the NEER North Feed Fund. Not everyone who contacts NEER North wants to surrender their horse. They ideally want to keep them, and that's where the feed fund comes in. The feed fund can support someone through a tough time, an injury, unemployment, even a divorce, and support them so that they can afford to feed their horse with assistance from us through a tough time. Traditionally, the feed fund relied on tags from the Nutrina bags to be dropped off at NEER North or the Essex County Co-op for reimbursement. Going forward, the first of the year, we will be collecting receipts from your Nutrina purchases. They also can be picked up in the usual places, and we appreciate your participation. I have a short note from someone who did receive assistance from the feed fund I'd like to read to you. It is, "Words cannot express how I feel. I honestly didn't think we were going to make it. Times were hard enough without worry where the next bag of feed or bale of hay was going to come from. Thank you so very much. What you do matters. I'm so very thankful."
Once again, you can support our feed fund by texting and donating to code 44321 and then typing in NEER North. One of the many things that sets NEER apart is their transparency and credibility. NEER North has undergone rigorous inspections of both facilities, reviews of NEER practices, and financial audits to attain accreditation from a number of organizations that support their mission. Organizations like GFAS, the Global Federation of Animal Sanctuaries, the Equus Foundation, dedicated to ensuring the welfare of America's horses and fostering the horse-human bond. Great nonprofits, voting in with 5-star reviews by the public. GuideStar Platinum, Platinum Seal of Transparency, GuideStar's newest and highest level of recognition. NEER's transparency and commitment has paid off. NEER North is very excited to announce their most recent milestone, TAA, or Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance accredited. NEER is the only TAA accredited rescue in Massachusetts. This near impossible feat was accomplished with the intention of providing assurance of our donors that their generous gifts are used appropriately toward NEER's mission. And here is a word from a former owner of an animal that unfortunately did not work out on her farm, but NEER had stepped in to help her.
Hi there. I'm from Massachusetts and I live here with my family. We've been on the long search for a horse for my kids who have special needs, and it was recommended to us that we do some horse therapy. So we searched high and low locally to try to find a family-friendly beginner horse that my kids could use for their horse therapy and for riding. Everything that we found had a lot of significant medical issues or were extremely old. So we started to expand our search outside of Massachusetts and quickly found a rescue that was willing to work with us. They had a couple horses they had showed us. They were actually trying to pull them out of slaughter. Unfortunately, the family-friendly horse that we were told we were getting was anything but. And we ended up putting ourselves in a real predicament because we spent an enormous amount of money to take this horse and bring it up into Massachusetts. And it ended up not being what we were told it was. There were some red flags throughout the process. They were supposed to quarantine it and then also do an evaluation on it to ensure that it was in fact what they said they had suspected that it was family friendly and going to be great with little tiny kids. Unfortunately, the assessment never happened. About over $2,000 later, this horse arrives at our house that ends up being closer to a wild Mustang than anything I had ever seen. And after about a month of trying to get it settled and calm it down and seeing if it was just the transition as to why it was acting so crazy, it was pretty clear to us that it had never been trained at all. The horse would eventually just charge you as if you walked anywhere near it, it would just completely charge you and try to run you over, and it would kick you. It would do anything that it possibly could to get away from you. And the bottom line was, it was not something we ever should have taken on. And I had explained to this rescue person that what we exactly were looking for and why it was so important for us to do it. And they conveyed to us that they totally understood and they were going to get us the right animal. So when I called them up to say, hey, this isn't working, this is crazy, someone's going to get hurt, the kids are going to get hurt, we called them up and they wouldn't take the horse back. So I was in this really terrible situation where I had a horse that was not safe for my kids to be around. I'd spent over $2,000, and now what am I going to do with this animal? We're complete beginners. We told them that. And I was certainly not a person that was going to be able to go out and train and break a horse. And so I started calling local rescues in Massachusetts to try to figure out, could they take this animal? And I had no luck at all. Through a lot of networking and talking to a lot of folks, I was directed to NEER. And thank God for Mary, because I called her up in tears and I said, look, I've got myself into a big fat problem. It's my fault. I should never have done this, but we are in a predicament, and can you help us out? Do you have anyone that can take this animal and help it? Because I certainly didn't want it to be put down. But I had my horse trainer come over and he said, look, this is not going to work. And Mary stepped up and took it. And I will forever be grateful for her and for her rescue. The character that she has, and the compassion and the understanding that she knew that we were just trying to do the right thing by the animal. And she took it off our hands and she promised me that she would find it an amazing home, and she did. And so I will forever support this organization. I am deeply and grateful to the work that she does. And I know one day she's going to call me up and she's going to have an amazing beginner horse for my 2 amazing kids that's not going to hurt them. So thank you so much for your time. I hope someone's going to hear this and learn a lesson that I should have learned earlier. And I will only use reputable rescues from here on in. So thanks for your time.
Here is one of our adopters, Melinda Kerwin, who is a very talented musician, and she wanted to share her love for her adopted horse, Augie, through an original composition that she wrote and performed especially for NEER. Augie is one of over 200 of NEER's success stories. Thank you for joining us this evening. We really hope we've given you a glimpse into how NEER North believes rescue should be done. This is rescue done right. There is so much more to rescue than just facilitating into a new home. Success lies in the rehabilitation, the appropriate placement and follow-through to ensure that long-term homes become available for equines here in New England. So be sure to check out all the auction items before 8:30 when the auction closes, including a table of 6 that I am donating to NEER North for a Dark Desert Eagles concert performance at Blue Ocean Music Hall in early December. So be sure to check out that lot, all the lots. Remember, it closes at 8:30. Happy bidding, and we want to thank you all and have a good night.